Welcome to a beautiful evening at Teilliatts in northeastern France. As you can probably hear in the background with the boys all laughing and joking, we are on a mate's trip. There's 10 of us over here for a week's fishing. Came out on the coach last Saturday. This is a rare take for me. Basically, it's been a bit of a disaster from my point of view. I came out 7th in the draw out of 10. And this swim, which I think is called Hole in the Fence, is an unfancied area, just deep, flat, open water in front of me, 18 foot deep. And I chose not to fish the first 24 hours. I found my spot, which is 28 rod lengths. And Mark Bryant, who's in the swim to my left, has kindly allowed me to go a little bit more left towards the main area of the lake. I watched him get played by bream, especially the first night. I think he had 7 or 8 the first night. So I then decided to drop the corn out of my mix because he was putting corn and boilies in just like me, and I then put more boilie on its own the second day, and then the following morning I was rewarded with a lovely 47 pounder completely out the blue, 9:30 in the morning, and then later on that same day I had a really nice 36 pounder as well, and then disaster struck. I injured my back and that turned into a virus. Basically I ended up for the next 3 days basically squirting through the eye of a needle, as it were, and flat on my back in the bivvy, much to the concern of the boys. But as you can see now, I'm back to normal. Started fishing again this morning with only 2 days to go, and managed to hook one this afternoon, which unfortunately pulled out of the mouth, went into the peck during the fight. So I slipped that one back without weighing him. Didn't count as far as I'm concerned. And we're now into another hard fighting fish. So I'm going to concentrate on this one. Enough about my week, because it's been pretty uneventful other than being near death. I'll hand you over once I've got this in to some of the other boys, because they've got some fantastic stories. There's been some amazing fish caught and some brilliant stories to go with it. So I'm going to concentrate on this, see if we can get him in the net. That's a good sign, a little flick over the dorsal. Cats don't tend to do that. Top of the other lines now. Mate, I would have said that was twice the size of that if I'd lost that. Come on, get in the net. Yes, good man, thank you very much. Well, look at that, all fins and attitude. 30 pounds and 4 ounces, an awesome looking carp. So we're going to get this fella back and then pass you over to the boys, because they've got them, well, nearly 2.5 times the size of this to show you. Thank you, my love. Off you go to get bigger. Wicked.
Well, I come out number 3 in the draw, which was very pleasing. I think anywhere in the top sort of 4 or 5, being that there's 10 of us on here, you've got a good chance of getting somewhere where the fish are going to visit over the week. So coming out number 3, I've picked a swim called Bayless Point, which gives you a massive expanse of open water in front of you, to options to fish short or long. And also, more importantly, there's a little bay to my left, which when we turned up, there's a southwesterly pushing into, and it was quite evident there was quite a few fish there when we got here. So that made the decision quite easy for me to get in on this one. First day was literally just, I've got here, and as you appreciate, there's a lot of tackle, a lot of things to sort out, so I literally just flicked 2 rods down right in close, because there was fish rolling. Well, it started off really well. As I say, that southwesterly that was pumping in kept a lot of fish in this area, and I managed to catch 3 within the first 24 hours. There's fish of 20, 27, 29, and a stunning 46 pounds 6 common. Absolutely belting fish, absolutely lovely. So yeah, I was over the moon with that, thinking here we go. And with that, the second night the wind swung and it's gone round to a bit more of a northerly or northeasterly, and it's now pushing straight across to the far bay, and with that the fish up sticks from the little bay to my left, and they've gone down the bank, and the guys are having it away down there because the wind stayed pretty consistent down there for the last sort of 48 hours. So now I'm sort of left with fish that are drifting back in. So at night time they come a bit more central. In the mornings they're starting to, a few will drift over this way, and I'll pick off one or two, and I picked off one yesterday which was a 44 pound common, so out the blue, absolutely amazing, great fish. So yeah, I'm getting sort of a chance, I suppose, a day at the moment, until I suppose the conditions dictate otherwise. If the wind spins round and comes in here, which to be fair it isn't due to do, but if it does by some miraculous miracle, then we'll start catching. Today the wind's swung down the lake, going right down to the right, so Paul Harris and the guys on the pond there, they've started catching instantly. So the fish are well on the wind at the moment. So yeah, a bit twiddling my thumbs, but I've got baits out and that, and you never know, it just takes one fish on here and it could be an absolute whacker.
Well, out of 10 people, I was the 9th one to pull a ball out, but the number on the ball was number 2, so I got second choice to swim. Feedback from previous weeks is that the fish had been out in the central body-ish of the lake, not getting too much in the corners. So then after that, I decided, given that I might get a good draw, I need to fish a swim that's within my capabilities, because I'm not somebody that'll be hitting the clip at 140 yards or anything like that. So this has got a plateau out there, 12-foot plateau at about 70 yards. So that's a good starting point. So far, it's Wednesday, is it? I've had 8 fish. 430s to 38, 49, 12, a 52, 270s. 72 pound mirror and a 79 pound 12 common. They call the long common. Yes, I've been very lucky. I've had 2 huge fish, but it's a good bunch of lads, and that's so important. Everybody's helping each other. Phil next door, he must have had 6 or 8 fish, I think. Well, everybody's there for you, because particularly with these massive fish, bear in mind there's been one, two, I don't know, 6 fish over 60 pound caught, something like that, 5. You need a team around you to help you sort it out, because it's madness. It's madness, but awesome. Might get a few more yet.
I come out 8th. I wanted to get to the open water areas where I could fish at range, have the big beds of bait, like Mark had it away with, but that wasn't to be. It only went to the first 6 places. Fished here 20 years ago and had a nightmare in this area. I didn't really want to fish it, but this is where the fish was showing along this bank, so rather than muscle in and spoil somebody else's fishing, I had to take a chance up the top here again. Each night the fish are getting back into this back snaggy bay, so at the end of the day we come here to try and catch a few fish. I had to snag fish really. It's not very sociable. I'm sitting here waiting for one bleep, and I've got Clive a few swims up the bank here with 70s on the mat, and all I want to do is see them. You know what I mean? You're fishing for one bleep and line stretch at 100 yards. Over there's a reed line in the corner of the bay, and there's like a little mound of earth in it, and this little bush. For some reason it's a fish magnet just off the end of there. I suppose everybody that fishes in that swim goes around there and throws a handful of bait. It's easy fishing, isn't it? Then just chuck 100 yards across the bay, goes down the right thump, soft all around it. I moved in there and had a marker up, chucked the first rod out, turned around to check the second one, and had a take straight away with the buzzer not even switched on. Carnage out there with lines everywhere, and that turned out to be a really nice £52 common. Good start. So pretty nervous really, you've got to be pretty much on it. That's why I'm waiting to pounce out the chair now. The lads that started to catch further down the bank when the blackness was down the other end, arm and goo was the way forward, I was told. So it being a bit slow up here, I put 3 rods out on that to start with and been getting bites. I've used Milky Toffee wafters as well. They're getting bites. 20mm, not half of me 10mm hook baits as normal. It's a 20mm wafter with a great big shiny size 2 down there. It's just all new territory for me, and fishing with absolutely no clutches whatsoever. I've got the indicator set away from the alarm enough to get 1 bleep's worth of line stretch, trying to get them to boil up before I can get to the rod. So it's not the nicest sort of fishing, not what I'd really like to do, but it's the only way I can see where I can get on some fish. £41. It's cast over there. Nah, over against that far margin on a plateau. 10 foot deep, bit snaggy. I managed to get this one back. Cheers, mate. Well, welcome.
Oh, well, after well over 20 hours of inactivity and absolutely loads and loads and loads of bream. This line picked up on the middle rod, thought it was going to be a bream again until pinged out the clip, started ticking, and yeah, got a satisfying thump on the end of the rod, and it feels like a good fish. They all fight really, really hard in here, so I don't know what it would be until it's hopefully in the net, but yeah, just relieved to get a few fish and get something going. Up in the bottom, good sign. Yes! Oh, happy days. That is a big mirror. It's 40.
Is it?
Yeah. 40, what's that? 44? 46. Yeah. Oh, this was the first run. Just a fraction under 46. Absolute awesome looking fish, nice and dark. Really is a mix of different strains there, it looks like. Touch under 46, 45 something, 12. Just under 46. I'm happy with that, mate. Don't need to be a 50 to make me happy.
Come out 4th. It was actually up there in my top 4 to swim anyway, so it was quite handy. It's not, I don't think it was on everyone else's top of the list. Yeah, I just fancied it. I like an end. I think if they get down here and you can keep them down here, feed them, you can clump them, but like I say, unfortunately they all stayed up there, and you could draw a line between Dan and Bill, and it's pretty much been over there. We picked the odd straggler up down here, but that's how it's been from the beginning of the week from the off. Wind turned yesterday. We knew that's all it would take. Wind turned, pushed a few fish down here. Nailed a couple, scraped a 20 common and 46.5 mirror. Bit more settled today, so I thought that could be it. They started having bites up the other end again, but then today just all changed. The spot that I've been fishing consistently all week and constantly baiting, each rod's produced. We started off with a £53 common, which was just the most epic battle that I've ever had with a carp. Madness, yeah. Clive was in the swim, he's just doing his lap of honour like he normally does once in the week. He's come around for a beer, rod rattled off, hooked a carp on the spot, which is 18.5 wraps, so about 75 yards. Played it in, everything quite smooth, and then it's just kited left. And down there, you obviously can't see on the camera, there's a load of snags in the water and a load of trees that have collapsed and sunk. It's wrapped itself around that, so I've gone in up to my neck, waded round, gets a little bit soft underfoot, so Clive's come round and he's helping me from the bank with a landing net pole. And he's basically wrapped himself round it, basically gone under a log, turned round, come back on it and butted his nose up against the log so it weren't going to budge. We've got the boat sent over, halfway across, fish come free, had a little power up, straight back in the snag again. So Mark's come over, so there's basically Mark in the boat, me up to my neck under the tree and Clive from the bank, all trying to sort this fish out. 40 minutes it was under there, thought that was it, and all of a sudden came loose. I've jumped in the boat, towed me out into the middle of the pond and landed it, yeah, £53 common, which was PB common at the time until what just happened. Then we had a just over £40 mirror and just finished up on a £64.5 common. It's a new PB, yeah. Crackers. Absolutely crackers. Awesome, mate. Yeah, slow start. I weren't quite dooming. I knew that if the weather turned in my favour that I could catch them. I was happy with the spot, happy with the bait. Everything was, the angling was going well. It was just whether they turned up or not. And yeah, lucky enough they did, so managed to catch a few. If basically a few days in like that, if you worry and start to do different things, moving off spots, baiting other spots, before you know you've got 6 or 7 baited spots on the go, the fish could turn up on any one of them. So I knew what I was doing was all right. I consistently just went about the motions. And like I say, I knew if that weather turned, it'd be all right, and it did. Got one more day. And I've got 3 rods currently leaned up against a bivvy, so it's not doing me no favours.
And it's only been out for 25 minutes and it's just ticked away. Very, very slow take. All the hallmarks of a big one, but we'll see. So fingers crossed, this will be in the net. Ain't counting chickens just yet. Oh, oh. Launch 2. 47, just over, fraction over 47. 47.4? Yeah.
$67. 67.5.
Hey.
You get that?
Yay! Cheers, son.
67.5.
Obviously I shouted fuel price if you'll come round for the help of weighing, photographing and all the rest of it. In the water, back in the water for a few photo shots, we had a bit of a laugh and a giggle because it nearly escaped from me.
Slide it underneath, Dad. I'm going to lose. Oh no! Oh no! Put your hand over its face. Oh no! No! No!
But yeah, it was great catching it. Yeah, I mean, I struggle once to get to a certain size. I struggle a bit lifting them, but yeah, we managed to get some good shots. I waded out so the fish is safe once it's in the water and just lifted it up as best as I could. Yeah, but yeah, great. Real prehistoric looking and dark, and it was immaculate. Really nice fish.
Go on, Bullet, give it a bigger, yeah!